do you like Assassin's Creed or Sekiro maybe? Oh baby, you're in luck then. You're in luck because today we're going to be talking about my favorite game of all time. And this, in my opinion, it's one of the best games of all time. But again, it's just my opinion. Okay, I'm biased. We're going to be talking about Ghost of Tsushima. Now, it may be a PlayStation exclusive, but I'm going to be honest, I do not care. Now, let's get into it. What makes this game so great? Everything. I mean, the breathtaking graphics, spectacular combat, and deep character arcs. I mean, graphically, this is a top 3 PS4 game. Now that the PS5 has been out for a while and a lot of beautiful games have come out since then, it's really up to personal opinion. But even now, the PS5 version is peak. I mean, the render distance is insane. It's like a Todd Howard. You see that mountain? Guess what? You can go climb it. You can gaze at its mass. The landscapes are the best I've seen of any game or media, honestly. I mean, it captures the beauty of Tsushima. The stark contrast of colors is mesmerizing. The bright red leaves to the glowing white leaves, radiating sunsets, very green grass, very blue sky, very brown dirt. Now I could go on and on talking about all the lovely scenery here. So I am. The castles are very, very cool. I love Japanese architecture, and this game does not disappoint. It is absolutely caked with buildings. Now there isn't a one busy town that rules all kind of thing, which I don't always enjoy. There's no quote unquote tilted towers type place where it's very dense and hectic. I kind of hate that I just said tilted towers type place. But anyways, if you want to know what I'm talking about, there's a show called Blue-Eyed Samurai, and it has some of the densest, very cool places. And I wish that this game had something like that. But in context, it makes sense. There's an invasion happening. Lots of citizens were slaughtered. Oh, in case you aren't up to speed with this game and the slaughtering, let's go ahead, we'll talk about the story a bit. Okay, speedrun story time. So this game takes place on an island. That island is named Tsushima, an island not too far from mainland Japan. It's set in the year of 1274, is what I've seen online. You know Genghis Khan, right? Well, his grandson is tired of living in the shadows, so he's decided to set out on his own conquest with the Mongols. But he chose the wrong island. The 80 samurai defending the island, well, we're actually almost all eradicated, except for our protagonist, Jin Sakai, I don't know, everybody says it kind of differently, and his uncle, Lord Shimura. There were a few others, but they're not really important right now. So, Mongols bad, samurai good. But eventually, the Mongols are too overwhelming, and Mongols bad, samurai kinda bad. So, Jin dies during the battle, and the Jito Lord Shimura is taken captive in hopes of surrendering and accepting the island's slavery, essentially. The basic concept of it is Jin has to do what he can to rid of the Mongols, even if it's not the honorable samurai way. So this leads to new ideas such as stealth, poison, and even a tiny bit of thievery and dishonesty and all that. Okay, now for those that are more familiar with the game, I need to talk about the trio that is the Ghost, Yuna, and Taka. Because my god, it is good. I really love how Jin is iffy about the whole ghost thing at first. Oh, we shouldn't be, you know. But he eventually realizes he needs to lean into it so that the people of Tsushima will fight back, that they'll fight for him. They'll drive the Mongols away from this island. It's a daunting realization, really. But he does it strategically. He's smart. The people are smart. Except for that one time that Jin didn't see that Junshin set Lady Masako's family up. That's an L. And also, I guess the Mongols are dumb because why in every hostage situation are the people outside? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna stand outside and wait for this guy to come kill us. Like, no, they should be in the house. So I really love the dynamic of Yuna a lowly thief that saves the mighty hero on the beaches of Komoda. Her training him is just an amazing way to introduce new mechanics and, more importantly, show progression. The whole game, you are getting better. You are progressing. Everyone loves seeing progression, and the game understands this better than most. But the biggest thing for me is Taka's death, because oh my goodness, it is heartbreaking. Taka wants to be brave. He wants to kill the Khan, which just ultimately leads to his demise. Jin is helpless. Taka is helpless. The emotion that streams from Jin's face is peak gaming. It's actually peak everything, in all honesty. Yuna realizing that she now has nothing is devastating. There's no reason for her to leave Tsushima now. She lost her only family. She will fight for vengeance now, just as Jin does for his father, his uncle, and the friends he lost at Komoda Beach. The ending is also just mwah, chef's kiss. I mean, the Khan is dead. You're like, great. We just got to get rid of these Mongols now. But now you're left with a different enemy, the only enemy that you didn't want to have. He's the only reason you still push the hardest decision in the game, to kill or to spare your uncle, Lord Shimura. After declining his offer to officially become his son, and most importantly his heir, he has no choice but to hunt you. The Shogun has placed a bounty on Jin. He's now considered a threat. But it's still ultimately up to you on whether he lives or dies. Do you kill the only family you have left to fulfill his warrior's death? Or do you spare him and he lives as a coward that constantly has to send men to catch you? Now this will mean more when the second game is released, but it's still a heavy choice right now. One that I've made 3 times after maybe, I don't know, beating the game 3 times through. But it's still, every time has been a difficult choice. It feels like there's weight, there's an impact to it. And the facial animation is so good. And that scene with his uncle is heart-wrenching. I have cried playing this game before. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot of emotion. But every second is so damn great. What is almost as good, though? The combat. Now, with the Iki Island DLC, there are so many new ways to play this game. You can play as a stealthy Ronin, a unhittable demon, or a damage receptor. Or like Legolas now, too, I guess. The stances are masterfully crafted, and the animations are so intriguing and detailed. Jin looks so cool in everything he does. Every move looks purposeful, which is hard to do in games. Every stance is fleshed out, and they all serve a purpose. And the more you upgrade them, the easier it becomes. I should say, the more open the game becomes. Each 4 stances account for the 4 types of enemies you encounter. Stone stance is for swordsmen, water for shields, wind for spears, and moon is for brutes. And there's the ghost stance, which doesn't technically count because it's just OP and but it's so sick to unlock new stances. Each one has unique movesets, strikes, attacks, heavy attacks, specials, kind of, I guess. Also, here's a slight clip of the ghost stance. Crazy. This just adds to the replayability, which is incredible. The replayability is incredible. Each time I play, I typically play as a different build. Maybe I want to go full stealth, so I'll just slap on the ghost armor and a few stealth charms, and you can be an actual ghost. Or maybe an archer who can hit 3 targets at a time with endlessly regaining arrows, never having to worry about ammunition with Tadayori's armor. And that's what I love about this game. You're never boxed in. There's no wrong or right way on how to play. You just do what you want. And the more you upgrade your items, the more satisfying it is. And gear is great. It's very good. You can do just fine with just that. but you really need to pair it with certain charms to enhance everything. It's like having a netherite sword with like Bane of Arthropods or something. You need to pair it. You give it some fire aspect or something. I will not lie, I have spent hours upon hours crafting certain builds that work the best. I've tested charms to see what works the best. And obviously, the more you upgrade your katana, the more damage you do, the faster you kill enemies. But what's interesting about your stealthy knife, called the Tanto, is that the more you upgrade it, the faster assassination kills you get. The first level is very slow kills that you can tell are being pulled off by like a noob. This man ain't ever done this before. But as you upgrade it, you see a difference in speed and skill, which is awesome. All the armors are dope and have a ton of customization. There are many dye merchants about the island, as well as very detailed masks and hats and such. Just everything you would want from this type of game. All that culture bundled into one. The stealth is reminiscent of Assassin's Creed, but just better. It just is. The climbing is maybe some left to be desired, but it's not bad. It's good. It's passable. The combat isn't as difficult as your typical Sekiro game, nor as flashy, I guess. But the Lethal Plus difficulty is no joke. You get almost one tap by any enemy in the game. But when you play the game as much as I do, the extra challenge is very needed. Yet it's an amazing game for the casual gamer too. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Okay. I'll talk through a couple more minor things. The myth stories are cool. They unlock really great gear and abilities. Super cool. You need to do those. And the graphics that come along with it, the dripping ink, oh, those are really cool. The hot springs and bamboo strikes are entertaining and engaging side activities. Just don't ask me about fox dens, okay? The added armor sets for games like God of War and Shadow of the Colossus are a nice touch by Sony, and Jin is a great protagonist that goes through a lot and develops a lot and becomes a way better character in the end because of it. While this game has some minor inconveniences, it's ultimately outweighed by everything else that emulsifies this into a masterpiece. But to make it seem fair, here are some complaints I had because I played the game so much. I just need to get this off my chest. Some side quests are very annoying. Being one-shot by all duels on lethal difficulty is annoying, yet understandable. Lord Shimura not coming to his senses is annoying, yet also makes sense. I hate Ryuzu. The fox dens. Swimming. Lady Masako on her task of revenge and not wanting to rest while her family's killer still walk free. And okay, I think that's about it. Wow. If you have not played this game, try it. It is a masterpiece and a masterclass of action, pacing, acting, combat, everything. I love this game. And I love you for watching this whole rant of it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video. And just anything. You know, I'll respond to you. I'll heart your comment or something. Maybe subscribe. I thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to listen and hear my thoughts on this game that I absolutely love. Y'all have a great day.